Hey, good morning, everyone. So, got a couple of things I want to talk to you about today. There has been a crypto crash after the amendment update, which basically fell through, and then also the AMC and Bitcoin uh, joining of forces is going to happen by the end of the year, possibly. And then we also have some other news. But first, let's get into the sticks. So, we're looking at Bitcoin on the 4-hour chart. It's been trading sideways for the past, what is that, 16, 20 hours or so. The 50-day RSI is improving. It's getting closer to the 200-day. So I think we may see the golden cross happen within the next, possibly this week, if this continues on, if the price continues to go up higher. Obviously, if the price pulls back a little bit, we may extend that a little bit longer. But Bitcoin is trading at 45,500 roughly, and it's been going that way for a while. If we look at the 1-hour chart, we can see that it's just trading sideways in this pattern here. But the RSI is going down, which could be a good sign for it that it could go up higher during the day today. We'll have to keep an eye on it. Dogecoin, on the other hand, trading sideways as well. Nice thing to see is that it is above the 50-day moving average. So that's a good sign. Let's take a look at Litecoin, or actually, sorry, Stellar. Stellar on the 1-hour chart, it is at, what is it trading at? 30 cents right now. And you can see things are basically stuck in a pattern here. The RSI isn't moving much either, so we'll see how this continues on. I think we may look for a little upside going forward, depending on what Bitcoin does. All right, let's take a look at Litecoin. Litecoin had a nice pull up. Let's go back to the 4-hour chart. This makes it a little bit easier. We've had a high of about 170. We're back down to 162. And we're still trading above the 50-day, and we crossed the 200-day, but we bounced below it on the 4-hour chart. On the daily chart for that, we touched it and we bounced down lower. So we'll keep an eye on it and see if it's able to cross over the 200-day moving chart. Cardano has been above the 50-day chart. Let's go to the 4-hour chart. Ooh, we got a nice spike in Cardano. What's going on here in the last 4 hours? I haven't heard any news come out. So that's interesting. We'll have to keep an eye on this. Why Cardano is spiking right now. It's at 155.8. We had a high of that's showing 156.2. Wow, okay. So Cardano looks like it's a good buy right now. Not sure why it's spiking, but we'll keep an eye on it. Ethereum, same thing as Bitcoin. We had a spike here, and then it's been trading flat for the past 20 hours or so. So we'll keep an eye on it. The nice thing is the RSI is obviously moving down. Gives us a little bit more room to go to the upside. Okay. Hive pre-hour chart is showing that we don't have pre-hour yet. It's early. It's only 10 to 6 right now in the morning. So we don't have that, but it finished trading at 322 yesterday, which was good. It was up almost 6.5%. Marathon Digital pre-market is down, actually. It looks like 35.65, and it finished up yesterday at 5% up higher than where it was. So we'll keep an eye on it. I'm still working on the Bitfarms deep dive with their crypto miners and how much they have. The information is not easily accessible. I'm having to go through all of their press releases, all of their SEC documents and things like that to try and find it. And some of the stuff is in French, which I don't speak French, so I'm trying to find English alternatives. But hopefully I'll have something for you guys by the end of the week on that one. We'll add it to the list of deep dives, and then we'll probably do Hut 8 afterwards, so we'll see. Okay, so let's get into the news here. So, crypto compromise amendment blocked in Senate infrastructure vote. We'll just look at the key points here. An amendment in the bipartisan infrastructure bill that would limit a proposal to increase federal regulation of cryptocurrencies was blocked Monday afternoon. The Treasury Department had said it would not oppose the agreement over two competing amendments that limits federal regulations of cryptocurrencies. The agreement between the backers of the two rival amendments to the infrastructure bill is the product of negotiations between Capitol Hill and Treasury. So let's take a look here. An amendment in the bipartisan infrastructure bill that would limit a proposal to increase federal regulation of cryptocurrencies was blocked Monday afternoon. Senator Pat Toomey brought the amendment up for a unanimous consent. Senator Bernie Sanders, a progressive independent from Vermont, then blocked. Oh, I'm trying to get Senator Bernie Sanders, a progressive independent from Vermont, then blocked Senator Richard Shelby's attempt to add defense funding to it. The infrastructure bill itself is on track. Okay. So Bernie blocked Richard Shelby's attempt to add a defense funding to it, which was, why would he do that? Why are you adding a defense bill into something that's an infrastructure bill? Do that separately. Okay, so this is frustrating. So the infrastructure bill itself is on track to pass the Senate on Tuesday morning. The defeat of the crypto amendment came hours after the Treasury Department said it would not oppose bipartisan agreement that limits proposal on infrastructure to increase federal regulation of cryptocurrencies. I am grateful to Senators Warren, Portman, Sinema, Tomey, and Loomis for working together on this amendment to provide clarity on important provisions in the bipartisan infrastructure deal that will make meaningful progress on tax evasion in the cryptocurrency market, said Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen in a statement out on Monday afternoon. I am also thankful to Chair Wyden for his leadership and engagement on these important issues. I mean, yeah, they did try to come up with a compromise on the language. Obviously, it didn't pass. Earlier, Tomey and Senators Mark Warner and Cynthia Loomis, Sinema, Portman, said they were negotiating with the Treasury to reconcile two competing amendments over how broadly to define the definition of a broker. We worked with the Treasury Department to clarify the underlying text and ensure that those who are not acting as brokers will not be subject to the bill's reporting requirements, the group said in a press release. Yeah, obviously it didn't go through. So that's sad. So we're back to the original bill, which was just, it wasn't good. It's not good. Call your senators, folks. Get them involved. Get them educated. And here's a good video from Senator Ted Cruz. I don't always agree with him, but on this one, I think he made a very poignant point. Why don't we take a quick listen to him?
President, unfortunately, we just saw the senator from Vermont object to a compromise solution negotiated by Senator Toomey and Senator Lummis that would have mitigated some of the harm from the devastating new regulations on cryptocurrency in this so-called infrastructure bill. Because the senator from Vermont raised that objection, the status quo right now is these new regulations are going into effect, and billions of dollars of value are going to be destroyed. Right now today, about 106 million people are using cryptocurrencies around the world, according to at least one recent report. The average annual income in the United States for a blockchain developer is $136,000. That represents a steady career, a good income for someone to own a home, to raise a family, to live a good and comfortable life. And Texas is helping lead the way. Texas is taking the lead this past year as a major hub for cryptocurrency businesses and is even being hailed as the cryptocurrency capital.
So that's true. You're seeing a lot of miners going to Texas, one for their cheap electricity and two because of their pro stance on crypto. So we'll have to see how this plays out, if the bill passes and if there's no further amendments to it or they clear up the language. And House of Representatives, I think, is the next step where it's going to. So let's continue on.
But all of this is under threat. Regulatory uncertainty is the number one barrier to blockchain adoption, according to 48% of respondents in a recent report. And they're right to be worried. The current bill widens the definition of broker. Those who would have to collect information on cryptocurrency consumers and report this information to the IRS. It would force every single participant in the cryptocurrency structure to operate as a financial institution, which would mean they would have to provide consumer information to the IRS, even if they don't have access to that information.
So right there, he's right again. Miners don't have access to customer information. All they do is process data transactions from one place to the other. There's no way for them to get information, and you're looking at DeFi, possibly the same thing, decentralized finance, where you have, it's decentralized. There's nobody that's there as an authority to act as a broker for that part. So he's right on that one as well.
This overly broad definition of the word broker will block rapid innovation in cryptocurrencies, and it will endanger the privacy of many Americans in cryptocurrencies. This is wrong. So I applaud my colleagues for trying to find an incremental approach. Unfortunately, because the senator from Vermont objected, that incremental approach hasn't been adopted. So let's exercise a brief, shining moment of common sense.
Here's a little tidbit why it was blocked by the gentleman from Vermont, which is Bernie Sanders. Somebody on the opposing side, Republican, proposed an amendment that would add a, I can't think right now. It was the, my goodness, I can't think. It wasn't, it's for the Army and things like that, spending for them. Yeah, let's listen in.
And let's recognize, if we've gathered all 100 senators in this chamber and asked them to stand up and articulate 2 sentences defining what in the hell a cryptocurrency is, that you would not get greater than 5 who could answer that question.
And the problem with that is most of the senators there are over the age of 50. A lot of them are also in the age of 60, 70, and 80 years old. Unfortunately, those people have no clue what cryptocurrencies are, how they operate, or anything like that. So there was also a tweet that I saw from somebody that said that, you know, basically all of our politicians should have the same rules as our Army, where if you're at 62, you're forced out. I kind of like that. I wish somebody would propose that kind of amendment to one of the bills. All right, let's listen in.
Given that reality, the barest exercise of prudence would say we shouldn't regulate something we don't yet understand. We should actually take the time to try to understand it. We should hold some hearings. We should consider the consequences. We shouldn't destroy people's lives and livelihoods from complete ignorance. My amendment's very simple. Doesn't add anything new to this bill. It just strikes these provisions. It says, look, let's not do this till we know what we're talking about. Let's be cautious. Let's be reasonable. Let's not be the #1 economic developer for the Communist Party of China by sending cryptocurrencies overseas to our competitors because we've made it impossible for them to succeed here. Accordingly, Mr. President, I ask unanimous consent that notwithstanding adoption of substitute amendment number 2137, that the Cruz amendment number 2466 be agreed to.
Is there objection?
No, didn't actually get to hear whether there was an objection or not. Excuse me. Okay, let's move on. So that was unfortunate that that didn't pass. We'll have to obviously keep an eye on it going forward, see where the bill goes, see if there's any
Mr. President, I rise
clarification done
today
to
to
it
discuss the mammoth
in the
$1.2
market.
trillion
Something's playing.
infrastructure bill.
It's plain. Let's get rid of that. So, yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on it. So, some good news here, at least, to get today is AMC says it will accept Bitcoin as payment for the movie tickets by the end of the year. So, we won't get into the woods too far on this, but we'll just go with the key points on this. CEO Adam Aaron said during earnings call Monday that the movie theater chain will have the IT systems in place to take the cryptocurrency as payment by the end of 2021. That is fantastic. It's exciting news. So it's another increase in the number of adoption places that are accepting Bitcoin. So I think that's a good thing. The price of Bitcoin swung drastically in recent weeks, last trading around 46,000 after falling 30,000. Obviously, after we had the news that the bill amendments didn't go through, I was, quite surprised that we didn't have a huge sell-off in crypto. I thought that was going to be a sell-off, but obviously, people are voting with their money and buying more crypto just to show strength in numbers, I guess. So that's good. Let's go back here, and then we have one final piece of news. Bitcoin has a shot at 100,000 in everything rally that sweeps up stock market fund strats, Tom Lee predicts. So the stock market could see a major upswing to end 2021 as part of an everything rally sparked, at least partly, by falling cases of Delta variant, predicts analyst at Fundstrat Global Advisors. Such a melt-up in values could see Bitcoin reach 100,000, said Tom Lee, Fundstrat's founder, in comments on CNBC Monday, where he also discussed his Everything Rally research note. 100,000 into year-end is pretty reasonable, Lee told CNBC. So yeah, I think that is possible as well. We'll have to keep, obviously, an eye on it. I mean, Bitcoin has come back down from its all-time highs of what were we at? 64,899 was the high for this rally so far. We had a nice little pullback, so we could be like we are in 2013, where we had a double top, and this top could be above 100,000 easily by the end of the year if things progress as well as they have been. So that's it. That's all I got for you guys. It's obviously disappointing that the amendment didn't get passed. Hopefully they'll fix it later on. There's always another step in the hurdle, so we'll get there. It's good to see that AMC is accepting Bitcoin and that Bitcoin possibly could go over 100,000. So we'll see. Thanks for watching, you guys. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.